There are so many people right now, all of us together, who are finding there are just things we're having to give up. And for each person, that's a little bit different on what that feels like. And so to talk about anyone who's had to suffer because of what they have given up feels a bit ubiquitous right now. But I do want to talk about a group of students and what they've had to give up. And there's a lot of students that have had to give up a lot of things as schools have been canceled now. Right now, today, on Monday, March 23rd, I'm supposed to have spent the day up in Spokane at the Performing Arts Center. I'm supposed to be there with 19 of my high school students, where we would have been rehearsing throughout the afternoon. About right now, we would have been heading over to the mall to have dinner before coming back for a performance at the Performing Arts Center at 7 o'clock for the Bi-County Honor Band and Choir. And this is a high achievement for some of our students. It's by audition, and they're selected to be part of the group. They're given kind of a next level challenging music, a little bit higher than what we would normally do in our classes and in our group. And they perform with students from a variety of other schools, you being a part of these larger groups. And so this is something that a number of our musicians, a number of our music students really look forward to. It's the equivalent to going to state. And so when this all got canceled, for maybe not for all of them who were selected, but I know for many of them, it really was devastating. Now, I've observed as someone who works at the school, as well as one who's had students at the school, that oftentimes we'll have a fall and a winter and a spring sports banquet, and we get to acknowledge everybody on our team and their accomplishments. And right now, these honor band and honor choir students are going to miss that honor. And frankly, they're not in it all for that. They're really in it for the experience, and there's nothing that can make up for that. I'm hopeful that maybe in the future we will get to do something with this group of students to replace that. But as you can imagine, as we've watched things unfold, that's looking more and more doubtful that we'll have that kind of opportunity. So I want to take a moment, and I hope you've already clicked on this, whether you know these students or not. If you'll go ahead and listen, as I just want to run down the list of these 19 students as quickly as I can and acknowledge them and honor them for what they've accomplished, what it means for them to have been a part of Bi-County Band and Choir, but then also just how much I appreciate them as persons and how sad I am for them. And I'm going to begin with the choir, and I want to start with the guys in the choir, because that's one of the things over the last 3 years that has really changed in our choral program, has been the growing number of male voices in the choir that are getting somewhat serious about choir. And so I won't get up on my soapbox. I'm going to try to avoid that this entire video and just stick to talking about these students. So our three baritones that were going: Jaxson Seiler, this year he's a junior in his first year in choir and picking it up quickly. I just love Jackson's heart. He's kind, he's reliable. He has courage, and so he stepped out in an unfamiliar place, hasn't done choir before, really wanted to do this, worked towards it, auditioned and was selected, and then got sick right before our first audition. And this was just before things got canceled across schools, but right within that window when everybody was still concerned, and did the right thing and stayed home, which would have had him opting out of honor choir altogether. So he didn't even get the experience of that first rehearsal. And I'm disappointed for Jaxson and hope he gets that opportunity next year. Tristen Wood is a freshman, and interestingly enough, not in choir. He's in band and he's in my drama class. He's a musician. He can sing. I've gotten to work with him in drama outside of even this year's drama production. And what I would say about Tristen is he's just a performer. He's a natural performer. And when he asked me if he could audition for choir instead of band, I gave him the green light on that, and he was selected. And I just know Tristan's going to have great things going forward. Still hoping we get to do that drama production and our spring concerts. We'll see. Thomas McWalter's a senior. And so he's one of those seniors that has missed this opportunity. He came into choir last year, first time in choir as a junior. Had to, he's got a voice, but really hadn't sang before, hadn't been taught how to sing properly, and was serious about it, picked it up, and became a choir guy, is what he did. Was selected for honor choir last year and this year. This year he wasn't even in choir. It wouldn't fit into his music schedule, but he learned the material, prepared himself so that he could go. And I'll tell you, at our first rehearsal, our three guys got compliments from other directors for the way they could sing. And so they've done a remarkable job. Moving over to ladies now, in our soprano section is my daughter, Ruth Bresee, also not able to be in choir this year because of a schedule conflict, but will pop into my class when she's able to from time to time, using her own singing experience and expertise to help aid the class. I mean, I'm talking about my daughter, but she's just naturally talented as a singer and as a dancer, loves doing both of those things. And of course, I know for a fact from having talked to her, she was just heartbroken that the honor choir experience wouldn't be happening this year. Austyn Kenney also came in as a soprano this year, second student who, because of something tragic, wasn't able to make it to that first rehearsal and had to back out of the opportunity altogether. She received a back injury shortly beforehand and had some appointments that were going to interfere. And so there's kind of a double compounded disappointment there. Moving over to our altos, I want to talk about a couple of freshmen, Isabel Brink and Kaylee Wodtka. What a refreshing, remarkable surprise when you have a couple of freshman vocalists who come in and are already so capable and refined and eager, really, really true choir students, want to learn, want to sing, want the whole group to sound good. And boy, I'm looking forward to having these two in class, and sorry for them that they didn't get this opportunity this year. Adyson Schafer is a sophomore. She was in band with me last year. Wasn't sure how much she liked band, but liked music, and so made the switch to choir this year, and literally finding her voice as she goes along, and has grown a remarkable amount this year, as evidenced by the fact that she auditioned for and was selected for honor choir. And so looking forward to what Adyson is able to do and pick up as the years go on. Makenna Oliver is a senior, and the girl's just got chops. Boy, she can sing. Had her 2 years ago as a sophomore, remarkable singer, just and a really quick student. These past 2 years, she has had schedule conflicts. It's one of the challenges we have in our small school district. Nonetheless, auditioned last year and was selected again for honor choir. This year, she's actually just taking a different music period class with me, but doing choir directed study, which means she's learning all the material on her own. She comes in, I tell her what we're doing, and she works independently as I'm directing band. She'll be working independently on choir stuff. So would have been a part of this year's honor choir as well. I know it was going to be an important part for her senior year, and I know in conversations I had with her, literally, if you've never been part of a music family, and that's what choir and band is, this may sound dramatic, but it's just true. It broke her heart that she couldn't do that this year, and my heart's broken for these kids as well. So those were the choir students. Over to band. I'm just going to kind of run through them by section. In our flute section, Mimi Isaak, a sophomore, really talented musician. Mimi does so many things so well, but she's also really kind of quiet. And I sometimes feel like people don't know just how good she is in band. She has the potential to be really quite a good musician, and moreover, she loves it. She loves being in band. She loves music. She's one of those kids that I'm rooting for. That I feel like here's kind of a model band student in many ways. She takes seriously the time that she practices, and I know she expressed to me just how disappointed she was at this particular event being canceled. Callie Pinar is another one of our flutes, also a sophomore. Callie's so much fun, um, always really upbeat, enthusiastic, obviously a good musician as well, having been selected. She has other talents in the art. She's really just one of those exceptional artists all the way around. Madelynn Syth Jr. was going into the honor band playing clarinet. Right presently, she's our only clarinet in band, and so having to carry that whole section on her own. And I just know from having not only talked with her, but talked with her family, she's again one of those students. This was a highlight for her. She was really looking forward to it, and it was quite a disappointment. And she's gone before in years past as well. Meredith Sconce on alto sax. So Meredith came kind of out of nowhere having been homeschooled before, and she came to us in freshman year last year, and she was in choir and band with me last year, and just blew me away. And here's a girl that had so much raw talent. She could play air saxophone, she could sing, didn't read music, did everything by ear, and then was just a sponge and learned how to be a musician. Um, she has the potential, and those who know Meredith, she's got lots of other artistic talents. She has the potential to really be exceptional. And again, she's one of these students that's kind of a model band student. She practices, she's serious about her craft, she wants to be good, and she wants the group to sound good. And she even just messaged me today that she's mourning missing honor band today. Micah Beardsley comes to band this year, having played alto sax before, but we had an abundance, comparatively, relatively speaking, of alto saxes, and says, well, I'll play tenor sax. And while functionally it's a lot the same, within where it fits within kind of the music family, within your compositions, the pieces that we play, it's really a different thing than the alto sax, and just embraced it. And Micah took charge of that and became a really decent tenor saxist, as evidenced by the fact that he was selected for the honor band. Andrew Hinkle, a senior. Um, Andrew's just a natural musician. I think Andrew, given the fact that he hasn't been able to do band every year, if he had the opportunity and the focus, it's hard to say how far he could go. It just comes to him so naturally. Wasn't able to be in band this year. It was his senior year. I just went to him and I said, "You want to be in honor band?" He said, "Yes." I said, "Here's the material. Be prepared. Let's set up a time to do the audition." And there he was, back in honor band again. Will Hahn, one of our seniors, on trumpet, been in honor band every year. Will Hahn is a poster child for band. When I talk about band geeks in our music class, I do it with kind of a twisted affection, having grown up as a band geek myself. Will Hahn is a band geek, and it's one of the things I love most about him. He truly just wants to be in band. He wants band to be successful. He wants the band to do more. He wants to see this and wants this to happen. And even so far as the fact that a couple of years ago he started bugging me about a director that had been with honor band in years past, and kept saying, we ought to have this guy direct again. Well, that's who he selected for this year. And then I selected Will to be able to present that director with a plaque during the performance, and all of that would have been a highlight for Will's senior year. And buddy, I am so upset that this got taken from you, and you deserve that. I wish I could have seen it for you. It's really unfortunate. Whitley Rushton, a sophomore, plays bass guitar. I like girls on bass, chick basses. I married one of those. She's quietly just a great student. She's self-taught on guitar as well, takes instruction well, has to be pushed sometimes a little bit. I felt like I kind of had to push her and say, you should do honor band this year. But she's just a wonderful person, and I wish she would have had the opportunity to be up on the stage playing that bass. Then a couple of sophomores on percussion. I'm going to lump them together because last year I got in band a group of freshmen on percussion that were really exceptional, especially for freshmen, in terms of their music reading ability, their technique, just the things that came naturally to them. And so for Casen Murray and Michael Okamoto, this would have been for both of them their second year in high school honor band, having gone as freshmen and now as sophomores, and they'll continue if that's what they want to do. They've got a foot in the door that nobody's taken away from them. These two are part of the reason last year even that I stretched out and felt like I wanted to have this drum line be this extension of our pep band, because I knew I had the talent around to make it happen. So there they are, 19 students that sadly will not have this opportunity to be on the big stage and show their stuff. So if that's your kid, thank you for making them just exceptional people, and for allowing them to be part of our music program. And if you know these kids, you can shoot them a message at some point, or you see them around somewhere, tell them you're sorry, but congratulate them that they were selected in the first place. It's a testament to their courage, to their abilities, and just hoping for all of them that there will be other great opportunities in the performing arts for them in the future. Everyone be safe. God bless.